Kia ora everyone, and welcome back to the recap for day 24. I ended the day green, but it really didn't feel clean. I had a solid first trade, but then the rest of the session was full of hesitation, poor exits and missed opportunities, especially on AREB. So let's break it down. Let's bring up the charts here. Helps if I use the right keys. Okay, so you can see today I took the first trade on ICCT. I had 4 green and 2 red trades and a profit of $40 today. So still light on the profit, but we can work on that. So if I bring up ICCT, this is the stock that I saw on the scanner this morning, and I first traded it just after 7. Yeah, just here where it broke VWAP. So I got in just on the break of VWAP, not actually in the break of VWAP, that first pullback, that first red candle there as it broke through VWAP and then pulled back. That was my entry there, and it was a good solid entry as well. I was quite happy with that entry and happy with the trade overall. I did end up having to hold through to take my exit. If I bring up the video here, I will just play that times 5 actually. So I took a nice strong entry here. I just wanted to mark out that pivot point there. So good entry here at around 470, and it started working straight away. I was looking for a base hit, so around 15 cents or more. So I didn't want to sell too early. And it sort of went into consolidation a bit here. It was a bit hesitant in going, breaking away further. So the volume had decreased in that a little bit in the green candle there, but I put a sell order in around 491, and I thought if it can break through that pivot point just a bit, I'll take my profit there. So there it goes, it broke through. I probably could have got a little bit more, but I was happy with that trade in the end. Made, what did I make on that? That was 17 cents, so $34. So it was a really good start to the session. But then it kind of pulled back again, and I thought I'd take the pullback, but really I should have just left it. It wasn't really pushing. The volume was decreasing in this stock now, and you can see there the volume bars are getting lighter. So I should have really waited until the volume came back in on the stock again. But I did buy back in here, and I got the second trade I got shaken out because I thought, oh no, it's not going to hold, and I just got out quickly because recently I've been holding my losers way too long. So it wasn't a bad mistake or anything. It did actually push higher a bit, and I got straight back in, but then it actually did start pulling back, and you know, it wasn't reaching my target. So what happened here is that it went sideways for ages, and I should have just got out of it, like even there, just got out of it there. It wasn't working. The volume, you know, had come in on this candle a little bit here, but it wasn't going. It was just going sideways. And, you know, I should have just been out sooner. Then I lowered my sell price, my sell order, and it still wasn't getting filled. So, you know, this is really, if I'm deciding to get out, I should be just getting out, not looking to fill in profit or anything like that. I should just be getting out. So I could have been out there break even or less. And this is the problem, because now it's pulling back. I'm going to take not a massive loss, $10, $12. That's not bad at all, really. But that dip there, that scared me, and then I just pushed the sell key. On the ask, I did sell on the ask, and it filled me there. And the loss on that one was pretty small. It was only $8, so only 4 cents, and my first stop out was 6 cents. So really small losers, which is good. That's what I want. But then, I think I switched over to another stock. When I came back, look at that. I had missed the breakout. It had come down to the VWAP, and instead of buying off the VWAP support, like I probably should have done, or even the break when it broke that candle there, when it broke through here, I should have been in on that trade. But instead I took a trade here on the first pullback again, and I had set my price target at 525, and that was still pretty small winner, really. I should have really been setting my price target around 530, 528, somewhere around there. But once again, I'm in a little bit too soon. I should have waited for that pullback and then the confirmation that it was going to go back up and green. So eventually it does sort of curl back up and push through my sell. But really I should have held out for 528 or 525, I think I had it initially. My sell price at as well. But that was my trades on ICCT. So not very clean after the first trade. First trade was my best trade on ICCT, and my last trade, even though I made a profit, it wasn't really at my profit target. I'm trying to make 15 cents really as a base hit. Anything under that is, well, it's still green, but could have done better. Next stock I traded was MSTZ. This trade here. So I sort of have MSTZ on a watch list. It sort of pops up and down all the time. And I took a trade on this one here as it broke through the VWAP. It had pushed previously up to a high of 1544. I wasn't expecting it to do that, but I thought I'd put a sell price in at 1420. And this is a base hit, basically. I'm looking for a base hit. But the price action on it wasn't terrible. It was just I was scared of it flushing down. So even though I like trading around the VWAP, I like it when there's more volume involved. This stock didn't really have a lot of volume. And you see there, so I got in, sorry, I'm just going to rewind it a bit. Yeah, so I got in here and the price action was going up. 14, 15, 14, 16 on the ask, and the bid is coming up as well, 14, 14. And I don't know why, but I thought, oh, no, it's not going to go to 14.20. So I decided to sell here. I sold on the bid. So my sell on the bid hotkey actually puts in a sell order 5 cents lower than the current bid, and that's so I get filled straight away. And it will fill on the best price exit. The unfortunate thing is that when I sold on the bid, it had dropped. So I thought I was at 14.13, around 14.13, 14.14 that I was going to get filled on. So I would have made around, was that $8 or something like that. But as I pushed the button for it to fill, you can see the bid actually dipped to 1408 because everyone else had decided to put a sell order in, and it dipped down to 1408. So the best price on the bid when I pushed the key was 1408. So that's where I got filled instead of 1413, which it's back at now. But then even worse is that if I'd held a, 10, 20 seconds longer, it's hitting 1420 and the bid hits 1421. So I would have got filled at 1420. So I had the right idea and the right line in the sand to take profit. I just shifted my order and cancelled my order and then sold on the bid because I was shaken out of it. I didn't trust in my plan. Yeah, so that was MSTs. I really got to work on that. I've got to work on, trusting in my plan, and if it doesn't work, then getting out, break even, or at my stop. But if I'm not even letting it, resolve when it's going in the right direction, then I've got to stop doing that. So that was MSTZ. I did think about taking another trade on this now, but then I was thinking, no, it's not a lot of volume in it. It's curled up, broke through VWAP, but it doesn't look very strong. It's on the back side of this move, big move that it's had previously up to 1544. So where did it go? Yeah, so it had made this big move up to 1544 on the 5-minute chart, if you look up here. And it basically, I thought it was going to roll over again, which I'm pretty sure it did. Yeah, it dropped down and then it sort of flushed down as well. So the next trade I took was on, and see, ICCT was bouncing off the VWAP quite a bit, and I did look at taking maybe a dip trade on here, but when it broke through there, I thought, no, I'm too late on that. So I missed that execution as well on that trade off the VWAP. And my last trade was on AREB. So if I bring up AREB was a pretty amazing move today. Started off at $4.41 and made a high of $20.89, and this thing just kept blasting up. Actually, it got to $22.76 in after hours. So that's a pretty massive move for this stock. So I traded it here just before the open. I kind of missed all this first move, and then it sort of just went sideways and down for a bit, and I thought it was rolling over here. It hit the VWAP, and there was an opportunity for me to get in there as well on this candle here. I was watching it and I thought about taking a trade on the VWAP. It didn't really come down to the VWAP, it just sort of spiked down and then pushed higher, and the next opportunity would have been to get in on maybe one of these candles as it was grinding, pushing up to break through this level here. But I didn't take any of that. I got in on this one here. I got in on that pullback there, and I was out pretty much on that top of that red candle there, I think it was. And mainly because I thought it just had a push. It was coming into the open, and it was either going to drop drastically, either just before the open, or it was going to push higher. And I thought I'd just get out quickly and take what little profit I had, because it wasn't looking like it was going to push very far anyway. It was just struggling through this area, and it did go sideways for a bit until it pushed up a wee bit further to just over $8, and that was about it. So if I bring up the clip here, I'll scrub through AREB. That was just before the open. Here it is here. So I did think about getting in around the $0.50 at $7, but that's the entry there. So as it pushed up to $8 and pulled back, now I'll speed that up. See, this is an opportunity to get in on a micro pullback here as well. But I got in there at, what's that, 780, around 784. Yeah, and the stock seemed to struggle through here, so I was just looking at getting out. Pulled back further than I was expecting. It did push back up though, and I got filled on my exit, but not really the trade that I was expecting to make. And now it's pushing higher. And then it goes into consolidation for a few minutes until it pushes and breaks through that level up to around 850, I think it went to. 830, yeah. And then into the open, it dumped and just pulled right back. And ICCT was the stock to trade at the open. That one really pushed up. And USAR actually. This one had wider spreads though, so I didn't want to take that. It was a bit of a higher risk for me. So I left that one alone, even though it did do a nice push from $8.50 up to $10. So if I look at AREB, and I'll bring up where what happened was I had a plan for AREB to when it was pushing back up to VWAP, and it had made a nice push up and there was some increasing volume coming into the stock. It had made it up just before VWAP and pulled back, and I had an order placed at 651, I think it was 651, for the pullback and for the breakthrough to test VWAP. And I placed my order as it was pulling back, and probably a split second before it was going to fill, I cancelled the order. I just thought I'll wait for confirmation of it going back up. But this is what happened, is I got the confirmation of the break of VWAP, but it actually went faster than I thought and went into a halt. So I didn't want to buy into a halt, so I didn't buy the halt, and I missed my opportunity to buy in on that stock as it was breaking through VWAP. It came out of the halt and immediately skyrocketed up to 875. And now it was quite choppy, and even though it had a nice pullback on the chart here, it was a bit choppy on the price action. So if I bring up the video, you can have a look at that. Here it is here. So you can see here it's starting to pull back. I'm looking at putting an order in. I clicked on the level 2 here for around 650, 651, and I placed an order here. And as it came down to fill, I cancelled it, and now it's too late. like it's breaking through VWAP here. Actually, it's not too late. It did pull back again, that's right. But it's breaking through VWAP here, and I should have just been pushing the buy key to buy and ask. And then it pushed up here, and now I'm thinking, oh, I'll wait for the pullback, but now it's going into a halt. And then it's gone into the halt, and I've missed my opportunity to get in. And then I watched it rip up to $9, and then into another halt after it halted down. So the stock popped up here, went into a halt here, came out, came back, halted down here at $7. No, that's later. I think it halted here, halted down, came out, and then gradually grinded back up, and yeah, made a high of $11.20, and then halted back down again, and then grinded up again. But over the course of the day, it went up to $20, over $20, 22, right at the close, I think, just after the close, and after hours it made a high of 22.73. So massive move today on AREB. But for me, it's, you know, the execution's not there. My first trade today I was really confident, and that was really good. I was really happy with that, and after that I seemed to get shaken out by the price action. Didn't trust in my plan for AREB, and you know, I kept moving my orders around and taking less profit than I should have been on orders that were working. So still not confident in these entries, and I still need to commit to my setups, especially my A quality setups, and avoid that hesitation of getting in. You know, if I can't get better at these trades and increasing my risk reward ratio, then I won't progress. And if I have a big red day, then I'll wipe out, you know, what progress I've made in the previous days or weeks. So yeah, not that I plan to have a big red day, and especially if I keep my discipline, I won't. But you know, sometimes it's unavoidable. Yeah, it's good to end the week green, but I'm still not where I want to be in terms of execution and confidence. I'm grateful for the win today, but the hesitation and early exits are costing me, you know, real setups. Next week, you know, I need to clean it up and step into better trades with conviction. What do you think? Should I have stuck to my plan and taken that AREB setup, or was it too risky? Let me know in the comments. Subscribe for more daily trade recaps at In the Green Trading. Hey, apopo. Actually, I'll see you next week.